Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. We have turned in our various gems. We're going to give Stealer of Souls a shot here. Perfectly honest mode, we had a situation where our healer decided to go into full-on combat mode, and we really needed a heal, and the hireling didn't care. So, you may notice that our Gibber's Blade is on countdown. That would be why. The healer just didn't want to heal us. So, we're taking a second crack at it. It took us like maybe 15 minutes to get where we were, maybe 20 minutes to get to where we were. It went really smoothly up until we just died and couldn't get any love out of our hirelings, so we'll give it another shot. The quest is located at the back end of the Explorer Zone back here. All the way in the back. And honestly, as Explorer Zones go, this one's got a couple of really interesting explorers or optionals or whatever you want to call them, events, whatever, rare encounters that are pretty special. It's definitely worth wandering around through here at least once to kind of check it out. And I think it's a pretty sweet little zone, actually.
His ritual of summoning just beyond this gate.
Alright, try again. Alright, so this quest is broken down into essentially 5 parts. One for the 4 major elements: earth, water, fire, and air. The water one is broken down into ice. The fire is mostly lava. The air is like a big air maze that goes off in outer space. And the first one is a bunch of earth giants, or rock giants, and elementals, earth elementals. It's nothing fancy. Look for the active runes and activate them, and see, look at that lag too. I wonder how much that affected us previously. Probably not nearly as much as I wish it did, so I could blame that on it. Yeah. Alright, make sure you have freedom of movement and a death ward going as much as possible. Make sure you have a way to break down these root walls. That is the kind of guy that we just want to make go bye-bye. Okay, the various giants in this area are protected by Sojak's command, so no mind control effects on them. But the earth elementals can be commanded, held, all the usual stuff. Alright, so we enter the quest and we proceed east along the south wall. Another demon soul. Let's see if we can get lucky here. I think so. So remember, you can't... A lot of the mind influencing effects you're not going to be able to fire off on these guys. But we should be able to at least blind them, right? I don't know. He stopped attacking us. I'm assuming that he got blinded. Suggestion. That earth elemental, and shoot this guy. Perfect. Group shout, or group command those guys. Oh man, this time we got the reverse. We got 2 charmed and 1 free last time. Now we have it the exact opposite way. Not a big deal with this, but clear your aggro. You don't want to have earth elementals trying to earth grab you from across the room. Alright. So, we're going to encounter a handful of the stone giants. Back in the day, I would pull them all into like one firewall or various AoE spells, effects, or whatever, and try to get as many of them together as possible. Somewhere recently that has changed into try to keep my aggro mostly clear. Blind the Mark of Chaos guy. Again, I have no idea if it took or not. But there'll be, miscellaneous trash along the way. Try to keep that stuff down. Oh, I also forgot to mention this, this quest is on a timer. We should be finished in, well less than an hour, assuming that we don't get randomly hosed again. But, random hosing happens to everybody, right? Gross. I thought it was a Fear Reaper. I don't know why I thought it was a Fear Reaper when clearly it was a Plague Reaper, but I thought I read Fear Reaper, so I wasn't as worried about it attacking. I was clearly wrong. Okay, again, keep the trash clear if we can. Down. Okay, so I like to leave my hireling in the doorway here. A couple of reasons. One, she'll bottleneck that door, and two, monsters will eventually like spawn and come in here if you, depending on how long it takes for you to clean this out. So by leaving her out there, generally, that was the wrong thing. I wanted to activate my auto attack button so I can keep running around and scratch my nose. But having her out there will keep her out of the trash in here. Which means it's typically easier for her to stay alive. Alright. So I'm going to shrine. And then when I'm almost done shrining... You just die. No, Light Bearer doesn't just auto die. You scum. So I'm gonna stand here near the shrine, or near the thing, and wait till I'm about halfway done shrining, give or take. I've already looted the chest, and now I'm going to have my hireling activate the rune. So if I time this correctly, we'll finish shrining about the time that this thing's ready to take us to the next room. I mistimed that the first two around. Right, look out for the glowy rune. Activate it. Again, having your hirelings do this will buy you extra time for buffs. Highly recommend. Now, if you haven't already drinking your freedom movement potion because you were thinking about the buffs that you were going to need as opposed to the buff that you actually needed for the quest you were doing, now is a good time for you to have your freedom of movement potion turned on. Oops. Let's see. Ice Cleansers, various giants of casting power. Those are all like common in here. You're also going to see various levers down here on the bottom. You pull the levers, you'll see a head glow above it, and somewhere above it will be a corresponding head along the way, a head along the path. And the head along the path, oh my gosh. The head along the path will be above a trap of some sort. And you can turn off temporarily the various traps that'll interrupt your path. Oh my gosh, again? At least we have a hireling this time than we heal. And we are ahead of schedule. Remember, our primary source of crowd control, the dancing balls in this quest, don't work on the giants. And they'll work on the Flinzer, but they won't work on the giants. Get these ice runs out of here so the hireling is not going to attack. Let's just move up, I guess. Anyway, you can pull those various levers. I don't know. It's sometimes necessary, sometimes it's not. In our case, we happen to have abundant leaf type effects, so we should be okay for the most part. May have to do a little bit of timing. Oh, of course. Also, we managed to alert already. You know what? Screw this. Let's just web it. Go to town for a minute. Try to knock some of this junk down. Mostly trying to get the Flinzers under control, and if we can, get these mages floating around. Alright. Drink our freedom potion. Make sure our jump spell is still in effect. Try again. Man, I cannot tell you how disappointed I am I have to even record this a second time. Let alone getting caught by stuff like this. This is a interesting spot to actually get stuck at. We might just be able to clear just junk aggro. We're up here very easily. We both are and are not in a hurry. We are in the sense that we are on the clock, but we're not in the sense that we really have that much to worry about. I've only gone to time in... I don't even know how many years. Alright. How many times over the last years I've gone to time is very, very few. How about that? Because I cannot tell you how many times. Oh! Although this might be one of those times if I have a difficulty getting up here. If I knew which lever to pull, I could pull the levers. But typically, I just power through this. Today the game is not agreeing with me. Let's just jump over here. Be done with it. Bleep, bleep, bleep around whenever we can. Alright. No! Where did that jet come from? Alright, one more time. You just not killable? No? Alright, we're in a dancing ball right here. I guess we're gonna summon our helper. Yeah, I do not know what's going on with these ice cleansers. Oh, you know what? I do know what's going on with these ice cleansers. What we did last time that we didn't do this time. We didn't switch to the fire go this time. We did last time. Alright, where? Oh, she was standing in front of us. Let's just grab her stone. Let's get through this. You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna use the first half of the first video and the second half of this video, maybe. It went so smoothly before. Until it suddenly didn't. Let's wait. Again, we're not in a real hurry, so take a minute. Slow down, clear mind of whimsy. You know, all the shenanigans I tell you guys all the time. Do the same. Alright, can I get a heal? Thank you. Alright, so over there where the frost giant hunter is standing is a lever with a basically another one of these cold traps flying across. Now, that one, unlike the other one, or the other ones floating around, disables all the traps along the way. And what we're trying to do when we activate that one is basically help our party members get up. Alright, so up here, we're going to have a whole bunch of spawning cleansers. Sometimes, if you haven't cleared all the trash from below, you'll get, like, some of the giants up here as well. We'll do our best to try to kill the cleansers off. I guess it was too late. Keep our hireling alive, but whatever. He's pretty much dead. The volley here should take care of it. Again, clearing our mind of the whimsy, doing the best we can anyhow. Can you cast a heal on yourself now too? So we're like only 3 minutes behind schedule from all that shenanigans, but still I prefer to be through with these two in 15 minutes, but whatever. Make it work. Okay. Mind free of whimsy. Did we die? I think we died, right? No. No, okay. Alright, so this room is going to have like little islands of lava that, or little islands surrounded by lava. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to switch back to cold. Various cold root arms. And we're basically going to shoot things from far away
Singes your nostrils.
when possible and kind of deal with the shenanigans this way. Oh my gosh. Do not make me put my featherfall on the whole time. I swear. Every once in a while you get like a rough run. I think this is going to be the rough run for me today. Switch back to our con version here. Alright. Fire shield cold on. Alright, right up here, these Ifritis are going to spawn. Wreck them to the best of our ability. Good to carry on. So this is my problem. Because my Featherfall trinket and my Intelligence trinket are obviously in the same slot, I accidentally, last time I went through here, I realized I had left my Featherfall trinket on while I was doing the infight. I think had I just had, or the infight for this room, I think if I had the correct trinket on, we would not have had the problem. I think we would have had the extra damage we needed to basically clear that room quicker. But because of the fact that I didn't get my trinket switched back, I feel like that is probably the part of the quest that I did wrong that made us have to try again. I can blame my hireling, but that's not a, it's not a, because she didn't heal. But that's not a way of looking at things to help you as a player improve. I try to make those improvements on my own play. Analyze stupid mistakes that I made. Alright. So, speaking of stupid makes that I play, stupid plays that I've made, we are going to turn on our Featherfall here. We are going to jump around. I'm going to be right at the very end of these things, basically. And we're going to charge these runes and activate them and then get away as quickly as possible. I don't know why the spawns didn't spawn the last time we were in here. They should have on these runes, but we're going to act as if they definitely are going to spawn. I don't know. They should be fire elementals around these runes. If you do this quest where there are fire elementals spawning, if you're very, very quick, you can get to the runes, activate the runes before the fire elementals engage you, and that is a way that you can like hit them and then run away and not have to worry about them. Where they're at right now, I do not know. It seems very incorrect to me that they're not here. Alright, I'm going to set my hireling right here. I'm going to give my hireling a fire resist and a max protection. I'm going to make sure that we have a protection running. I'm also going to make sure that all of our stuff's in the right spot, because reasons. Alright. Let's give this another go. Again, all these guys are not able to be mind controlled for the Sojak's commands, but we're just going to focus on this big guy, do our best to cut a nice tight circle. When our fuselage is over, we'll start slapping down some ice storms. We got tripped, got too close to the giant. Now, we want to be really careful to try to keep the giant inside this room. The giant will leash outside of this room and he'll completely heal. So we want to stay in this room whenever possible. But we want to make sure that our helper doesn't get roasted. So we want to try to keep her on the outside and keep all the aggro in here on us. Looks like we're going to make it this time. Last time when we went out for the heal, we couldn't, the hireling we used basically to give us a heal decided to engage the Efreets instead. But again, I think had we just taken the time to make sure that our gear was correct, we would have been okay. Alright, so we've been in the quest now for 25 minutes. We are a little bit behind schedule in my opinion, compared to where I would normally be this far in the quest. But we're still well within our time limits here. And, I mean, I guess we can still shrine. I like having the no holes barred as much as possible. Alright, this next area represents air. It's going to be a vertical climb maze of sorts with runes blocking the path, lots and lots of air elementals, lots and lots of air giants or storm giants, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, there we go. It's a little bit of a bear of a quest here. However, because we are real players and we have the ability to jump off of things and move around, life can be made a little bit easier than like the giants that have to path around on their by walking as opposed to being able to move around. Alright, so our first rune is right here. Really? What are you? Oops. Fell down. We did want to fall down eventually, but I don't think we wanted to fall down right that minute. We can also use our hirelings to get things, like we can get the aggro and then we can have them pull the runes for us. That is a strategy that does work okay. It's not the perfect strategy, but... Did we miss a rune? We did miss a rune. This rune right here. Another full around. Alright. Web. Now, what kind of knight we use? Can you tell me? Let's see if the demon soul roll. Okay, so we're just gonna clear our aggro here. We're gonna make sure that we're someplace where that healer can heal us. But also someplace where we're not very likely to get knocked off the edge. Giants are going to cast lots of ball lightnings. They're going to improve trip. They're going to knock us back. They're real jerks. It's not that big of a deal. Big deal was I forgot to put my death block back on. Death block back on like a noob. Two Nagolils is probably enough. Alright, so underneath that force field is the rune that we need to pull to carry on with the quest, so just gonna go get it. Going up here, ignore all these guys, cast a web, cast another web, voila. We're gonna jump down. Air elementals are gonna spawn. We're gonna hit this rune. Now we're gonna focus on the air elementals because they are the danger. Here we go. Quest has actually decided to cooperate for the moment. Let's see if it continues to hold. Alright, so now that we've doubled back and picked up that rune that we had to double back to get. Right, we're in pretty reasonable shape. We have one regular knight down there being himself shooting around at us. So now we just have to mosey on up here. Mosey on up. A couple of air elementals. Again, try not to like freak. They're pain, but they're not in the world. It's shadow mark, so that's a little bit problematic. We can't insta kill that. If we get in a situation where we need to clear aggro, try to do it in a way that your back's against one of these bridges with a guard so they can't knock you off and knock you all the way back down to the bottom. Back in the day when we did struggle with this quest, it was in this chamber, specifically with knights knocking you off of the platform, and you would fall all the way down to the bottom, and then it takes like, I don't know, a couple of seconds to respawn where you want to be. Again, we're gonna see, they just try to knock us back. So we're gonna walk back here where we have an opportunity to make sure that we don't have to worry about them knocking us off the edge. It's all about playing. Even still forced us through the wall. Cheating, guys. Okay, these guys, that one anyway is activated. Don't know if I can make this jump. Oh, yeah, we can. Sweet. Alright, when we activate this guy back here, air elementals are going to spawn. There they are. They're going to spawn over here. We want to go ahead and make sure that we take the time to knock them out. They wander over here, it's real easy to get pushed off the edge. Are you in a spot where you're not going to leash? Alright, looks good. So now we just kind of want to walk around this ledge. We're going to keep an eye out for situations where he casts like the fog spell. And if we can help it, we're going to walk out of the fog. We're going to keep a very close eye on where we're located. So we're very close to the edge. We just want to keep an eye on what's going on. And if we feel like we're too close to the edge, we'll stop attacking and we'll cast Gust of Wind. Clear that fog out of the way. Probably get another fog here in a second. This one we will probably just gust away. Preemptive gust, I guess. Often, if you keep an eye on him and you charge him, you'll have a good idea of where there won't be the edge. Just working on keeping the fog cloud down. There's that elemental. Decided to come up here. Again, it's a good way to get knocked around, knocked down, knocked off the edge, etc. Alright, I think we got it. Again, a little bit lower, a little bit slower than we planned, but not so much slower that's a real problem. Right, so technically now the quest is done. Right? Now we have the optional defeat Swordjack. Defeating Swordjack is actually not easy now, especially on Reaper. I don't actually know if this build will do it. On Elite, no problem. On Reaper, it's a little bit more difficult. So, he's got, if I remember correctly, and I could very easily be incorrect. He has damage reduction. Actually, I think we want our evil Lunar, maybe. Damage reduction of the elements, not unlike he had in Tempest Spine. But also, periodically, he will summon various methods that give him different buffs, like massive damage reduction, life regeneration, stuff like that. And he's going to cast a lot of very annoying spells. Like blow you across the screen, hit you with lightning bolts, stuff like that. So carry on if you per your decision or whatever. The reason a lot of people like doing it is because you get the super shard out of his chest, and the supreme shard used to be very difficult to come by. Now it's not quite as hard as it used to be. Let's see if our negative energy root arm just tears him up. It's hard to tell, actually. Our helper. Now I get healed. I got healed. Alright, pretty soon he'll actually dismiss this cloud effect. There we go. Now we can kind of get back in gear. So, what we used to do a long time ago to kind of blow through this quest was we would basically just pike a corner, to be really honest, and we would just cast Firewall and heal each other, and one person would basically Firewall. Yeah, this may not be... Healing may just be too strong. Can you stand over here in this corner? And I would also have to like look up what the different methods buffs give. Find a good spot to stand where she will heal us. We can just stand in tanking. We do take quite a bit of damage from the shenanigans. Already being used, okay. He is hardly taking any damage from our attacks here. Another heal girl. And we are making positive headway though, so we'll keep it up. This might be another quest though where the optional is just outside of our reach with this build on Reaper mode. It would not surprise me. This, especially when methods start spawning like 2 at a time, quests can become quite intense. Cast Fire Shield hot and see if that helps here. Still need a heal. Oh, another method on the other side of the screen. I'm pretty sure he's got damage reduction, or bypass for bludgeoning. Somebody hosted, I presume. Porter, my guy. Well, thank you. Oh, I was looking away. Probably needed a heal. It's alright. Anyway, thank you for the host, my friend. Appreciate it. Where's my hireling? Nope. Okay. Need to reestablish the aggro here, as well as get a heal. Let's see. This. Not that cold resist is going to be enough, but we'll redo our buffs here. Gross. Rolled poorly, I suppose. Need another heal there, chick. Please get off, Nina. Alright, we're back in it again. Anyway, thank you very much for the host, Porter. Appreciate it, my friend. Hope you're having a great night. Alright, so now at the point where we're getting multiple methods at the same time, which means we're spending all of our time killing methods, which basically means that we don't have time to do anything else but kill the methods. And that's pretty much where the quest becomes, or this optional becomes over. Again, on Elite, we'd have no problem. We probably would have already bursted him down. But I have not looked to try to get a rough idea of how many hit points he has, but you can barely see the 500 plus crits hitting him for any noticeable amount on his bar. Well, we'll keep going until he murders us, but I do not have high hopes for this completing this optional here. Just in front of our hireling. See if we get a heal without having to command it. Doesn't look like it. Alright, another methods. You used to be able to get your firewalls hot enough to burn through all this stuff, but not so much anymore. Another heal. So might as well throw a firewall, see what happens. Let's try switching to this rune arm and see if we just happen to get enough extra damage here that it matters. I mean, he is at like half. So there, I mean, our hireling is not at half mana, so I guess there's still a reasonable shot. Should be close enough for heal, right? Oh, another flesh to stone. We might be dead. Man, what are we rolling to deal with these precious stones? Are we just failing, or no, wrong spell? I want to get the auto attack running here. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Maybe just much larger circles. I feel like he doesn't move that much. I still feel like we end up spending so much time dealing with methods. Look at that. We didn't even get through all of the first two before the third one spawned on us here. Another heal. We're tearing through the 9,000 hit points of the methods pretty quickly. Kind of close to shit here. Let's see if we can fire off our arm here. How much of that damage actually hurts? It's not terrible. It's not great. Congratulations, my friend. What time is it? It is 11:45. Coming back up on our cleric. Let's get a few fresh on our heal here. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I was thinking. Should have just done this quest on Elite and did this optional for everyone. Mistakes were made. Alright, so now once again we have the 3 methods going. It's the 13th. Back up on our cleric again. See if she decides to heal us automatically. Doesn't look like it. I feel like Sojak made a play right there by trying to cut us off. Maybe I'm just paranoid. No, I'm paranoid, but not just paranoid. Sometimes I'm right. Alright, Sojak is about half. Oh my goodness. I feel like we've been working on this for a while. You heal yourself, please. Oh, gross. Of course. Yeah, I think this rune arm is probably doing more damage to him altogether. But I think the other rune arm was hitting for more if I could take the time to charge it up and fire it. I just can't stand still long enough to get that damage going. We need to definitely also not buff around our cleric. Because if any time that we're slowed in that corner of the quest is bad. That Mephit does not want to come off of Nina, even though it's more than half dead. Alright, whew, that was close. Could have crossed. What? Like what? What popped her? Nothing, that's what. You just a jerk. I started to think back to Zelda 2. Is that where you had to fight your shadow? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever played Zelda 2, actually. My wife was the Zelda person. In fact, she bought the new Zelda game for the Wii not very long ago. Or sorry, not the Wii, the Switch. Hey, can I get a heal? Really feel like we're not making forward progress here. But basically the principle is the same. Just a lot of running around killing Sojak. Trying to keep the Mephits from doing whatever the Mephits do. Like I said, they have various powers depending on which Mephits they are. I only have one more no holds left, and I kind of want to save it for things getting close. I feel like this video is getting long. It's almost an hour. Now we ran out of ammo. I don't feel like we're that close to killing Sojak. So what I might just do is go ahead and finish up the video. If you defeat Sojak, you'll get a chest with a sovereign rune in it. There are 3 different tiers of the shards. 1, 2, and 3. 3 being the biggest and most difficult to get. There are different things on them, like 30% striding, various elemental resistances, death block, stuff like that. The tier 1 powers come from 2 of the 3 quests. I think what they considered the easy ones at the time were Into the Kobold and Monastery of the Scorpion. So tier 2, I believe, comes out of Prey on the Hunter. Thoggar mentions Healing Amp. Yeah, there used to be able to go like amp, something on your armors. In fact, I still have some old amp, like Oozebane, or not Oozebane, the Ooze Guard. I still have some that are like the Light Guard. I do like the 46 and blinding some of the percentage of the time. Stuff like that on them. Those were pretty popular. With the changes to how Healing Amp works, obviously they're not as good anymore to have like the lower healing and the bigger healing amp, because it just takes the largest of the healing amps. But yeah, there's it used to give a lot of really interesting custom ability that you couldn't get on armor anyplace else. It was literally the only craftable armor for a really long time. Even after Cannith crafting, I don't think there was good. Oh, are we dead? We're dead. That probably means that we failed the quest or failed the optional. We'll see. We might still get away. No, they ran over and killed her. Darn it. I mean, yeah, we could gibbers, but we don't have the oomph to get them. And all we could do is raise her, and she's already at a quarter life. So yeah, we're over here. Sad day, but that's alright. Knocking out the optional on Reaper really doesn't have any value other than feeling good about yourself, actually. Alright, well, we're going to go back and get... Oh! Before we get carried away, let's actually do one more thing as part of this video. Jump back to the Cyber Atoll here. So when we go to get our end reward... We go back to get an end reward here. I don't remember exactly where... I don't think it's this guy. Maybe it is this guy. They're going to give us, I think, 50 of the fragments of the dragon, the collectibles that you can get. Yeah, these draconic runes. I'm going to take this impressive trophy. I've got lots of draconic runes. However, you have to do the Stealer of Souls. Even if you like go out and farm 1,000 of the runes out in the Explorer zones, which you can get a bunch out there. But you have to defeat the Stealer of Souls to be able to come in here and trade for the different armors. Also, you can buy, using the Draconic Runes, the different essences, so you can go back in and redo SOS. So what was really popular at the time is, I think this is the Prey on the Hunter, is 50. So you would do Prey on the Hunters, and then you would cash in the 50 that you got from the SOS, and you would run SOS again. And the idea is that as long as you were getting those sovereign gems, it was worth it. But yeah, you could turn in... Oh, malarkey, I don't have enough gems. I may not have them on me, actually. I may have them in a different bag. Oh no, we have many. We have many runes, my guy. So you can get these various armors. Again, they're on their own, they're not great, but once you start crafting on them, they can become really good. I think the cosmetics on them some of them are really good. So, like, I like the dragon vestments. I'm not a big fan of the shroud, but I do like the leather armor. So, anyway, that's it's kind of fun to be able to craft your own armor sometimes. So here's like some examples, like Tempest Rune of Wisdom, Exceptional Wisdom, Greater Fault's Life. These must just be ones that I've gathered from the last couple of times that I've run through the quest. So you can like really tweak that armor out. It can use a bit of an update to make it a little bit more interesting. I think at the very least they should add Sharn sets to the Sovereign Rune and the Ravenloft sets to the Raven or the Shard to the Rune, and see how that changes things. Maybe it'll bring them back. Alright everybody, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Next time you see me, I guess we'll work on more 17s here on these training videos, but not tonight. Tonight we're going to do something else. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you again really soon. Toodles!